Before I begin, Madam President, the court should be a part of this, and I know the judge have asked me to relinquish part of my time.
Okay.
But he should
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't put my name on the list, so I asked him if he would give me 30 seconds. Commission members, just to let you know, in addition to the adjustments we've made, we've been in contact through some of the unique programs we run out of the court with the Attorney General's office, just because they like some of the stuff we do with the avoid negative interaction with the legal system, the domestic violence program. So they're looking into helping us out with grants to fund several positions like probation and things like that. So we'll keep you updated on whether or not we can take more money from the general fund through this grant that they're trying to help us with. So that's it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. As I begin here, I'm kind of baffled and taken back here. There's lies going around, and I'm going to put it just bluntly, lies in reference to the petition. You're telling lies at the school and not just the municipality. You know, anybody in here have 5 senses of common sense. Know when annexation takes place, everything goes. Then you don't do no separation. This city has been annexed time and time again. And every block in which it was annexed, everything in there goes. Even the light poles go with the annexation. So sit up here lying to the people and misleading the people, telling you you're going to do a study, and then you got in there annexation or what have you, and that's what he's saying here. He's lying through his teeth, and I would say that I'm glad I'm sorry that he left out of here, whereas I could tell him the schools, everything goes on the annexation. You an attorney, you knows that, and what have you, and I'm going to say this as well. I'm kind of baffled with you today. You kind of picked on the, yes ma'am, picked on the council, but you didn't question him in reference to this, and he has not presented a plan in which he's mandated to do, and I'm going to write the Attorney General, because that's whom this thing is under the auspices of, and he will take action here, and I see this commission is seemingly leaning one way. You are to be objective and fair, straight down the middle, not leaving this way or that way, in reference to this city, and seeing that this city does what it is mandated to do, and you've asked for a plan, and that plan has not come in here, and you you're leaning towards annexation. And you should not take a stand here. You have to, this commission is charged with getting information in reference to getting this city out of the crunch that it is in, and not leaning, you must do this or whatever. As long as they submit a plan and they stick to that plan. I've sat where you're sitting today in reference to this city, and that's what we was charged to do. And we gave our plan, and we came from under the auspices of the city. So work with that and not annexation. Annexation is not a plan for this city, because that's not on the radar. What's on the radar is the city in financial crunch, and that is what this commission is charged to do, and not all this pushing. And to me, it began to become. Everybody seems to be becoming a little derelict in their responsibility in which you have been charged to do. And so I'm going to write to the judge as I did Betty Montgomery when they told me, oh, she's not going to answer. She answered to me. So you have been charged here to aid and assist this city, submitting a plan that is mandated, and it goes to the Attorney General or whatever. If it's not done, the Attorney General, that's where it goes.
No, it doesn't.
Where does it go if it doesn't go to the Attorney General?
We've got 3 attorneys here, Mr. Mays, and while I appreciate your attempt at interpretation of the revised code, It doesn't go to the attorney.
Well, either go to the Attorney General or the Auditor of State. And if that, or it's the governor, what you're doing, because you're under the auspices of the state, and you've been mandated to, and the Ohio Revised Code says there must be a plan presented to you. And that has not been done. And because you seem to be leading and hopping on this annexation opposed to, and then you're going to pick with Council President Barbara Thomas in reference to how do you come about this, and then you're
Mr. Mays, your time is up.
I know it is right now because I'm getting down to the nuts and crusts of the thing. And now let me say this, and then we have companies coming in, then you went back and you picked out, well, they owe or whatever, but they're willing to help us. And that's what I expect from this commission, because it seemed to be some conflict of interest going on here. And I've been there, done that. I've sit there. So I just hope that this commission get its act together, because
I can assure you, Mr. Mays will keep that under advisement.
thank you.
Ms. Tolfree?
My aunt and uncle moved here in the summer of 1969. I would assume
Stand
she
up.
chose.
Stand up.
And
Stand up, stand.
The thing about it is that when I paid my taxes on that 1922 house that my aunt and uncle bought for their hard earnings with small businesses, 1969, the first one that comes is the schools. Then it used to be the city, the library maybe, and then the park. If you get rid of the city, there is no East Cleveland schools. I don't care what the paper says. He's a liar. There's no schools because it comes under the auspices of the city of East Cleveland. That's where the taxes come from. And I've heard that the people at the school system don't want the school. The people who go to Shaw. I'm a graduate of John King High School. Thank you very much. But this is the city. My aunt and uncle decided, probably my aunt, said, no, I don't want to stay in Glenville. I don't like what I see. Let's go to East Cleveland. So we ended up in a little curve. Every two weeks somebody hit that curve. And I understand through the grapevine from a lawyer, and I won't say where, that if the other city come in here, our mayor's gone, he's elected. We chose to do that. I didn't say everything would come out perfect, we chose to do that. Hello, Baltimore, Maryland. We chose our council, they're elected. We chose, I don't know where he is, our honorable judge. In the city of which I was born, my favorite city to picket, which we did yesterday on the 137 shots, they changed, maybe not about 15 to 20 years ago, with Barbara Bird Bennett, who went to close down schools in Cleveland, then went to Chicago and closed down 50 schools. The scuttlebutt is she might go to, Anyway, the thing about it is the people, that was issue 4. They came in, spent, I was told, $600,000 on television commercials. We had the other side, we had a measly, I was told by somebody who ran for mayor of East Cleveland as a Republican, $600. And they was hitting it. And then I'll never forget it as long as I live. Black man calling up the old WGMO. I didn't know they won't take away our right to vote. No, you better tell, somebody better tell University Circle, I don't care how big and powerful you ask. I got names I can call you on picket signs you wouldn't want to call your mama.
Thank you.
I do not want to go with Cleveland, Ohio. They don't do nothing for their own neighborhood.
Mr. Walls?
My question was supposed to be addressed to the mayor, but he's not here. He walked out. I wanted to know just how many signatures that he needs to put that on the ballot, but he's not here to answer it.
I honestly don't know. I can't tell you.
It's 10 to 15% of the last municipal election.
Good afternoon, Honorable Commissioners. First of all, the young lady in the white, she asked a very valuable question about the streets, Euclid Avenue. And the mayor answered that question by saying that it had been resurfaced less than 15 years ago. And she answered back, she said, well, maybe that it was not done right. And she's right. And that's the position the mayor, if he was a good mayor and a mayor that looked into stuff in favor of the city, if he'd investigated that, he would have known that the contractors that did that street didn't do it right, because it didn't last 5 years. But that's what good mayors do. And we won't have to ride in Chuck Hole. Now, if I might segue into Brother O'Malley, and I believe in this commission, but I have noticed since I've been here that you have kind of slanted towards, favorable towards annexation. Now that's from our, I'm not saying that's from your point of view, but from the observation from the time I've watched you all, it seems that you all, since you found out that the mayor was for annexation, you kind of gave him a little break and have been more hard on Ms. Thomas. Now that's just from our observation. And lastly, but not least, I will say to you, Honorable Commission, I'm not challenging your integrity at all. And I believe in the integrity of Helen Forrest Field. I'm not challenging her at all. But in the case of this commission, again, I raise my objection to her being on this board. Because there's a conflict of interest. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you twist it, there is a conflict of interest. I'm not saying that her integrity is involved here, but it is a conflict of interest that someone, this reasonable board, should look into, and I would ask that she be removed from this board.
Thank you. Madam Chair. Yeah, sure.
I have one thing that I'd like to say.
Sure.
I think I want to give a little credence to what Mr. Feldman said. I'm looking at the minutes here, and the chair, Ms. Hammerham, said, I would just like to say, I know that I expected a recovery plan. We need a recovery plan. But at the time, we realized we also needed a good foundation to build that recovery plan. We didn't have that foundation, but we have it now. And I would be looking for the recovery plan, something that at the end, I am not going to say 5 years, but something that would right the funds, something that will pay off the past due accounts. That would be something as simple as negotiation with creditors for a repayment plan. But we need to go forward, because we cannot, the city cannot exist like this. The city is on a tightrope and missing ends. So I would be looking for a recovery plan. After saying that, I will give until the next meeting. At the next meeting, I have a resolution for this commission. So she was looking for a recovery plan last time, but she's saying that there was not a foundation. So I think we all need, and this is from the minutes.
But
And
if you read further, it says,
I know what it
so
says.
I will have a resolution for
That's
this
what I just
commission to
read.
formally request a recovery plan, which is what I did
Okay,
today.
but you were looking,
And there's 120.
thank you.
I was always looking for it, you're right.
You were looking for one, and you were very adamant about having it at the last meeting. And here's what I said. As you know, we have worked diligently with the financial supervisor to get the appropriations done.
Yep.
We have worked diligently to get the budget done, and that all got taken care of. It's now just a matter of what you're going to do. When you're going to do it, and the time is of the essence, but it doesn't seem like it is of the essence. But I am giving you a directive and factual statement, and that I hear any rebuttal from my financial supervisor. And that was talking to the financial supervisor and saying in the last meeting that the council has done everything that they were required to do under the charter, under the Ohio Revised Code, and we had not received anything. Now we're giving another 120 days for a recovery plan, and hopefully this foundation won't crumble before the 120 days come.
Well,
And I'm also going to say this.
okay.
John Casey, the Honorable Barbara Thomas, Council
Oh,
President.
it's from the governor's office, okay.
Dear Council Thomas, thank you for contacting Governor John Casey regarding your concerns with the City of East Cleveland Financial Planning and Supervision Commission. Your correspondence was forthcoming for my review and response. Your letter has been given to the Governor's Board and Commission staff who are reviewing your concern. If you have any more, please contact. And that is in essence in reference to the Helleness Forest Fields. So we're still on the case. We're still trying to do what is necessary. Do I expect anything more from this? Who knows? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the whole end game here is a financial recovery plan. I really don't care if you get annexed. I really don't care if you file bankruptcy. But get a plan. So put it in a plan. I mean, yeah, we have kind of dragged it out. You're absolutely right, Bill Mays. But here's why. We need a foundation. They just had those permanent appropriations for the end of March. Okay, so it's been 2 months. I have to go by the revised code. When we do an amendment, it goes back to the way it was originally, which is 120 days. I didn't make up the code, I just have to follow it. The mayor did say that he plans on 30 days, so let's see. But I've at least got to start the formal process going. And I'm sorry I can't take any questions. I have to start the formal process going. Okay, so that's where we're at. Again, I don't care. Just show me the numbers. If you can get out of fiscal emergency without annexing, and you can do what you need to do, that's fine. And I hope this Buckley King organization, because they do bankruptcy, can fully inform you about the pros and cons and what you're looking at. Fine, go forward. Annexation, I mean, that's a lot of postulation here. I mean, we're posturing, we're guessing, I mean, that's to say that Cleveland even wants East Cleveland.
Or vice
What
versa.
I'm hearing, East Cleveland doesn't want to be in Cleveland. But at the end of the day, you've got $3.9 million in past due accounts. You've got set expenses. You've got safety security expenses. Those cost money, and you've got X money coming in. If you can figure out a way with those revenues and your expenditures to keep on going as a city, bless you. That is totally up to you. Right. Just put a plan together. That's all I'm asking. Okay?
Thank you.
I would like to adjourn now. Okay, Dr. Kate. Did you ever adopt a minute? No, we didn't.
We can do it next time.
We
You'll have
can
to do
do
it. We have a forum now, people who are there.
We We do, because
Oh, Mr. Foss, yes, you were there.
Rob, but Dr. Caver wasn't. You were
Well,
here.
you're
Now-
here.
Okay, we do, we have four.
We have four.
Let's go back to the minutes, thank you. The minutes of March 25th.
So I'm going back to signing in.
Okay.
No, it's too late for that.
Sorry, Ms. Thomas moves, and Ms. Nowak seconds. Are we okay with it? Okay, I will call the roll. Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Nowak?
Yes.
Dr. Caver?
Abstain.
That's all right. Mr. Frost?
Yes.
Sharon? Yes. The minutes are approved. Thank you for reminding me of that. I would then look for a
Dr.
motion.
Tabor, you were saying because.
He was not here.
That's fine.
I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ms. Thomas moves, do I have a second? Ms. Nowak seconds, on voice vote, all in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.